Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Atom. Before we jump into the price action, I'd just like to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. Also, in the description, you'll find a link to a Discord. Why not come check it out? Once in the general chat area, just add mention member staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything. Okay, so let's get into it. So let's talk about how we can look at this move from the top here. So there's two ways that we can look at it, and I'm tracking both of these at the moment. One way we can look at it is that this is a 1 2, then we've had a 1 2 3 4 and a 5 into this low, so that would be a 1 2 3, looking at this potentially as a fourth wave, and then looking actually to break down for that fifth wave. So that fifth wave target would be this 4252 to this 2.76. That would be provided we don't get a truncation within this fifth. And what a truncation is when this fifth wave doesn't move as deep as it potentially can. So we won't have any indication of that until the move actually starts playing out a bit more. But we can just keep an eye on it and have a look at this. So if this were the case and we're actually looking for this potential for this move to the downside here, what we'd be looking for then is that potentially we either have a diagonal forming where we look at this as a wave, we form a B wave, so basically looking to form a contracting wedge pattern, something like this, where we could look at this as a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. So in validation of this potential that we're tracking here, in validation that the fourth wave would be complete, would come by crossing back above this high point here of the 17. Let's get it right on there. 17,198. If we cross above that, we would have to look at this as still potentially being in this fourth wave. However, if we cross above this 2038, that invalidates any potential fifth wave to the downside. So that's something we just got to bear in mind. That's our price points where these basically invalidate. So the other way that we can look at this move to the downside is if we have a look rather as this move from this point, and we include this as the as basically part of this move. We'd have to look at this then as 1 2 3 4 and 5 into here, where we have a flat correction within this move, and then we actually complete this here. If that is the case, what we'd be looking for then is the fact that this is a 1 2 3 4 5 completed in there. So that would be a 5-wave move, which would be then looking for this as a potential B wave within this structure. So this B could potentially be completed here at this 17,198. Alternatively, it is possible that we could actually look to push a little bit higher with this B wave. So if that's the case, what we would have to say then is that effectively this B wave isn't complete. So just get rid of this line. This B wave isn't complete, and we could actually have an A, a B, and a C, and we look to push to the upside. If this was the case and we had currently set that low, what we could then have is effectively a move where we have this wave playing out here, where we actually looking for this C wave to the upside. So 1 to 1 would actually be this 2620. However, we don't have to reach 1 to 1, and a 0.618, which is the minimum requirement, would take us up and form basically a double top here. So if we do actually progress up here, that would be a zone I'd be looking out for, this double top zone. Also this 50% zone again, which comes in at this 15,805. And then we could actually look to push up into this zone. The 0.618 sits on this 2020 area, so that's also interesting because we have the 786 in that zone. So if we did actually look to push up a little bit higher here with the C wave, then effectively I'd be on the lookout for these areas, because even if we do get a 5-wave move here, it doesn't mean that we are now trending. It could actually mean that we still have to break down for the C wave to the downside. So the current target for the C wave from this high point, so that's without moving any higher, would actually be this lower range here, this $2.14, but it doesn't that's at a 1 to 1 ratio. It doesn't have to travel to 1 to 1, and we could actually effectively look to potentially at a minimum sort of come down to this 618 zone, which would be this $4.74.9. But basically all we'd really have to do is take this A wave low, I'd prefer it to come down to the 618 for further like clarification, but it is possible that it doesn't have to. So we just need to see how we'll get more of an indication off of the wave structure as this plays out. So within this, what I'm potentially looking for is this to be a 1-2, this to be a 1-2, and then we actually look to break down off of the current structure. So that's off this current high point. You have this 13,437. A impulsive move down would actually come by dropping below this $5.15. If we start to move down here and we actually break these lows and we start to break down, this would be my most likely option that's playing out, where we have this as a 1, 2 as a flat, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. And then from that, we'd have to expect an additional fourth and a fifth within these waves here. And basically, this fourth wave and fifth wave will play out after this teal 5-wave move plays out. So that would be a bounce back to the upside, potentially looking to find resistance in the same sort of zone as this fourth wave, and then actually looking to progress back to the downside again. So this is something that could play out within this move, and we just got to give it a bit of time and see which options are available, or which option is actually playing out, because there's loads of options available within this. So we just got to give it some time. There is also the potential that we could form a diagonal structure here, where we form this as a or as a 1, we form a zigzag to the upside for a 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and then this all comes within a wedge shape, and basically the wave 1 has to be the longest, wave 3 is the next longest, wave 5 is the shortest, and there's some other rules that would have to apply, but we're too early really to say whether that is what's playing out. So looking at the most immediate moves, I'm going to turn this on and then I'm going to come in here to the 1 hourly. We have a few options within this, and what we'd be looking for potentially is that we look at this as a diagonal into here as a 1, 2, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. So that would be 1, 2, and then basically all of this would become a third wave, because we'd have to count this as basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd have to count this as an extension within the fifth wave. We can count it slightly different as an additional 1, 2, 1, 2 within here, in which case we would actually end where this third wave is with this fifth wave, and then we'd be looking for this gray fourth wave to the downside from there. However, it does look neater in my opinion to look at it this way. So if this is what's playing out, what we'd be looking for then effectively is the potential that we have an additional fifth wave, an additional 2 5-wave moves to the upside. So what we'd be looking for is within this white count, the white circled count, we want to find support in this zone. So we're currently sitting in that zone. It is possible for us to come a little bit lower in this, and basically what I'd be looking for at a maximum would be coming down towards this 11,538 zone. Basically would be looking for the potential to come a little bit lower if this move becomes bigger, although it has satisfied the minimum requirement as a corrective structure, and we could count this completed as an A, a B, and a C into this point. So this could actually look to break down, to push to the upside now. However, it would rely on holding this low. If we lose this low, then basically what I'd be looking for is first off this 11,965 as a potential point we could travel to, and then sort of at a last area, this 11,538. So if we do move this point here, move below this point here of this $10.487, what I'd be then looking for is actually that we have invalidated this white 5-wave move. If we do move down below that, then we'd have to count the structure slightly different, and we would sort of have to look at this as the potential of having been a completed structure within here, though the overlap wouldn't really make sense unless we take it further back and potentially go 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is yeah, we could do it that way, but it doesn't. I don't really like that structure. Yeah, I'm going to keep looking at it like this for now, but if we do actually start to break down deeper within this move and we lose this support zone, cross this red line, what I'd be looking for then is actually to see if we can find support. The support zone I'd be looking for would be between this 50, so the 0.5 to the 786 zone. So this would be a zone we could look for support if we actually look to come down deeper from this point. That would be this 10643 to this 9319 zone. That would be an area we'd be looking for support within here. The 50% would be quite interesting because it'd be coming retesting these high points here. So that could be somewhere that we actually look to travel if we do actually look to push down deeper here. However, my primary account is still looking for this fourth and this fifth wave, but until we get these fourth and fifths to the upside, we need to just bear in mind that this is not a confirmed 5-wave move yet. So until we actually get these fourth waves, hold this support zone, we push up again, break this high point and set a new high, this is not confirmed. And what I'd be careful of within this structure is, because like I said, we could be talking about this being an A. We could actually look to push up a little bit higher and then still drop down to this low point. If we were looking at that, what I'd be looking for is potentially to move up here towards this 50% at this 12669, all the way up to sort of the 786 of this 13105. This could be a little zone that we look to target out. The 618 actually lies here at this 12.865. So if we do push up, that could be a little bit of a zone we look to target out before pushing down again and coming much deeper within this structure. And basically what we'd be looking for then is the potential, like I said, that we have a bigger, more complex corrective move to the downside, which could actually look to target out towards the bottom end of this, which we've talked about, this 11538, if it comes down one more time. However, if we're looking at this as a potentially completed move here, what we'd want to see is we'd want to start to see this progress from here. So we would be looking at this as a 1-2, this is a 1-2, and then we'd want to see this move start to move away here. We'd want to take this high point, and basically form an additional fourth and a fifth. Then we'd get that additional fourth and a fifth wave to the upside, and that would complete our move, looking to target out this box. So if this does actually play out and we do get this impulsive move to the upside here, what I'd be looking for is first moving into this box, and then secondly seeing whether we retrace and find support again within this one, which is this 12612 to this 11182 zone. Moving back into this zone would then actually indicate to me that we have further extension to the upside in this fifth wave, this gray fifth wave, and then that target zone would be this 15.789 to this 14.730. But yeah, so there's a few things we need to see here. We need to wait for this confirmation of this fourth. If we break down, we've got that support zone. If we do break to the upside, basically we want to see if this fourth wave comes in as well. If it fails to do so, then we will have to be looking for a deeper retracement again, and we'll have to see whether we can continue to maintain this this 843, because there's another way of counting this slightly different, and what we can look at rather is that the whole move is corrective. So if we don't get these fourth waves play out, we can also argue that within this structure we have this as an ABC into here, and basically we can look at this just as a W, X, and a Y, where we look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here, then basically look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here as well, and then basically it's just a double zigzag where we get this as a zigzag, then we get another zigzag up here, and this could just actually be a corrective structure, and then we look to break down. So we need to wait for this confirmation, because until we get these fifth wave pushes to the upside, these are just 3-wave moves at the moment. So those additional legs to the upside will confirm it, and then we can actually start to get a bit more bullish on the structure. But until that point, I don't want to get sucked in too early, because basically these moves, if they do turn around as a corrective structure, it could just actually look to break down from this point, and then we actually look at take this low, and then all the bullish potential that we have within this move is effectively taken out. So yeah, that's one of the things that I just want to say. We've got to be a bit careful with it. If I come back out onto the daily, another thing I just want to talk about is if we turn on this this Ichimoku cloud, we're also currently battling with the top end of it on the daily. So it'll be interesting to see whether we actually just start to fall away here, or maybe we might even move down and find support again. But if we fail to break and hold above it, it is possible that we could actually face further rejection here and look to move to the downside. There is still some liquidity above us though, using this HTF liquidity indicator. So it is possible we could still see some upside playing out here, looking to move up into some of these zones, but we are also getting a little bit of a build up behind us. So we'll have to just see how this plays out. It's just something to also keep in mind. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope everyone found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It helps us out and it'll help you keep you guys up to date with the videos we put out. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Like I said, always happy to hear from you guys. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see each other in the next video. Take care out there, everybody.